Welcome to Cook It with Tim, and my name is Chef Tim Clowers, and today we're going to be making a sourdough pizza crust from scratch. Make a full pizza in a wood-fired oven. So let's not waste any more time and let's get to making sourdough pizza crust from scratch. So here is where the process starts. I've got a scale, got a little mixing bowl, and we're gonna go ahead and hit on or power it on and let that zero out with the weight of the bowl. And the next step is to get 125 grams of, I typically use filtered water. Next step is 30 grams of your sourdough starter. Just give that a quick stir, turn that off. Turn the scale back on so that it's zeroed out with the water and the starter in there. We're gonna put 140 grams of flour. I like to just go ahead and remove the scale and just stir that to completely incorporate. You can tell it's completely incorporated, and you can tell it's almost got like a toothpaste texture. Loosely put the lid there. So what I'm gonna do is just take this jar, we're gonna let it slide right there on the counter and hang out. It's gonna take about 5 to 6 hours for it to fully get to its peak fermentation, and then it'll be time to start making our sourdough pizza crust. All right, you can see that our starter is at its highest peak right here. It's its most active. Now let's make a sourdough pizza crust. We're gonna start with 1 cup of water. Next, we're gonna take a teaspoon of yeast. Now my sourdough starter is at its peak. You can tell it's not fallen and it's at its highest activation level, and that's when you want to use your sourdough starter. And for this, we're going to measure, and we're gonna use 100 grams of sourdough starter. All right, we're gonna remove our scale. We're gonna mix that together. And I'm gonna take 00 flour, 3 cups. And just mix it, incorporate it until it's all mixed together. Then we're gonna knead the dough. And once this starts coming together, then you'll know it's time to put it onto the cutting board. All right, now I'm going to just put it on my surface and see if we can't bring this dough together. Now it's time to just use your hands until the dough begins to come together. And what you want to do is just press in, fold over and in, okay? Fold over and in as much as possible until we got it completely incorporated. And it's gonna take about 5 minutes. And you're just gonna do this. Just kind of fold over and push. Fold over and push. I've been going for about 3 minutes, about another minute or two, we'll be done. You can tell how the dough is starting to smooth out. All right, there's that dough after 5 minutes of kneading it. Gotta give it a good spank, but it's in good shape. I want you to look at that. Now what we're gonna do is the same bowl, I just kind of rinsed it out, extra virgin olive oil, spread that around, take that dough, drop it in there. Then we're gonna get some plastic wrap. Okay, the next step is let it sit in the bowl with the plastic wrap. We're gonna let that proof until it comes close to doubling in size, and then I'll tell you the next step. So we're just gonna set it in a comfy, cozy space. All right, you can see that the dough has been proofing for a few hours. So what we're gonna do is just press it down. We're gonna go ahead and take it out of the bowl. All right, what we're gonna do is just simply cut the dough in half. So we're gonna basically make 2 pizzas out of this, and I'm simply gonna shape the dough just like this. Pinch the bottoms. Just want you to look at that beautiful piece of sourdough pizza crust. Of course, you gotta give it got a couple bowls here. So what I'm gonna do, put one in there, another one in there. The next step is we're gonna take these 2 pieces of sourdough pizza crust and we're gonna put them in the refrigerator covered, and we're gonna let them cold ferment for a bare minimum of 2 days, all right? 2 days, and then we're gonna bust out the wood-fired pizza oven with some great toppings, and we're gonna make some pizza. All right, I know this is like a YouTube video where I'll see you in 2 days, but really I'll see you in like just seconds. So what I'm gonna do now is get the pizza oven lit. So the next step in this process is to get us a fire built in my Coyote Duomo pizza oven. So let's get a fire built. Now that we got a solid fire built, I'm gonna go ahead and move it to the back corner. And then throw another log on there and allow the pizza oven to heat up. At least for about 30 minutes. And then it's time to start cooking some pizza once we get up to that around 900 to 950 degree mark. Since we made sourdough pizza crust from scratch, we might as well go ahead and keep with the trend and make an easy from scratch pizza sauce. Take some tomato paste, basil, oregano, salt, and garlic powder, sugar. Just give it a quick mix. Drizzle in a little bit of water. If you don't like the thought of using tomato paste, you can easily use some of these San Marzano tomatoes, puree those and use those instead of the tomato paste and add just a tad of water. So my countertop outside here, I've got it cleaned and sanitized, and I'm just gonna take some bench flour, spread it around just like that. And here is that sourdough pizza. I want you to look at how beautiful that looks. We're gonna go ahead and dump it on the surface. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this dough in half. So what I like to do is coat the dough before I start working with it too much. And I like to just run my fingers around it just like this to try and form that circular look to my pizza dough first. All right, next let's just start using a rolling pin, going at each corner. And one of the things that I did that I didn't tell you about was I took out my dough of the refrigerator for at least 20 minutes to let it start warming up to make the dough pliable. I am a little old school. Take my pizza peel, put a little bit of cornmeal on there, spread the cornmeal around. Let's slide our pizza dough on the pizza peel. You can see it kind of moves around. All right, there is that pizza sauce. If you want to take a quick look at that, put some right in the middle. Gonna spread it around. And for this pizza, I'm using fresh mozzarella, so therefore you don't have to use that much. And then we're just gonna use some spicy salami instead of pepperoni, a little bit higher quality. And she's ready to go in the oven. All right, so we've been going for about 30 minutes with our wood fire. We're up close to 900 degrees, and you can see we've got a ripping nice fire going, and we're getting ready to stick the pizza in there. It's only gonna take 2 to 3 minutes to cook the pizza, so let's get it done. You can see it's getting a little brown here, so let's go ahead and turn the pizza. All right, we're almost a minute in. Look at how quick that pizza is cooking. One more quick turn, and then it's almost ready. Go right on that pizza peel. All right, so there's that pizza. All right, we're gonna dig into that pizza. All right, so like I said, here we go. Let's dig into that pizza. Wow. Not gonna lie, but the best part about this is the actual dough itself. You get that hint of the sourness, just a touch of sweetness from the sauce, perfect balance of really good cheese, that nice salami with a little bit of a bite, but it's about the crust. It's really all about that sourdough pizza crust. I sure hope you give this a try. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel here, Chef Tim Clowers. Share this recipe. Don't forget to go down and make a comment. I hope you'll come back and visit for one of my next recipes. Outstanding.